everyone, thanks so much for joining me. My name is Susan Timchak and I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! And I'd like to welcome you. Today what I thought I would share with you is a really fun card. This was one of the cards that we created at my most recent class that I held. I actually have two samples to share with you. Pretty much done the same way, just using different mermaids. And these mermaids were cut from a designer series paper by Stampin' Up! And I'll show you them here. I used my brother's scan and cut to cut them out. So it does, except for that one, she ain't got no body. Ain't got no body. Okay, no, never mind. That's a whole different show. So look how nice it cut out, and I chose to have a little border around. And so I think it does a really great job, and I think if you're one of those types of people that don't like to do fussy cutting, it might be something you may want to look into. Now I do own the Big Shot, and with the stamp set, let me just pull it over here for you. The Magical Day is part of the Myths and Magic suite. There is dies that go along with it, but the dies don't cut out the designer series paper. They only cut out the stamp set. So you can see the stamps are a little bit more different than the paper, but the scan and cut is wonderful, and I absolutely love it. And although it was a little pricey, like I said, I think it is well worth the money. So let me show you how I created this fun card, and it's really simple. I'm just trying to align this up. My little, my iPad must be a little crooked because I have to have my paper crooked in order for it to look straight up there for you guys. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm using another piece of cardstock from the designer series paper. This paper is beautiful because one side has this glistening shiny effect and the other side is just a matte effect. So I use a circle punch to punch that out. I believe the 2-inch. And I'm using a piece of the Glimmer paper that's also a part of the Myths and Magic suite. I also have a standard card base of Whisper White, and Dory. Dory's here on the table joining us. She's over on my left. This is cut at 4 1/4 by 11, and it's scored at 5 1/2. So that's my base. And then I have another piece of Whisper White, which is cut at 5 by 3 3/4, and that's going to be a layer on top of there. So first off, let's do some Big Shot work. So I know it's hard to see on the background, but maybe you can right there along the edge. Excuse me. I use this really fun scattered sequins dynamic textured impression embossing folder, and this is one of the big 6x6 ones, and it's also one of the thick ones. So I'm going to go ahead and let me make some room to pull in my Big Shot, which is actually a die cutting machine that needs absolutely no power whatsoever. I'm going to go ahead and pull in one of my plates. I should have had this all ready for you guys, but I was doing a little bit of cleanup here in my stamp room. And you know how that happens, you know. So I'm going to use my Big Shot, my Big Shot platform, and I'm going to use just one cutting plate because this embossing folder is so super thick that you only want to use one with it. I'm going to fold over my cardstock because I want to make sure that's fully covered. So I'm going to go ahead and place that on the platform and my cutting plate on top. Oops, let me get a little head start here. You have to be careful because it is as wide, and you know what? Let me just fix something. It is as wide, the folder is as wide as the base of the Big Shot platform. So I'm just going to crank this through, and I know you can't see that. I'm going to rig up my camera a little bit different. And you know what? I'm not too thrilled how I did on that. I missed the whole top, so it must have moved. So no worries there. Let's do this again. So we're going to do take 2 on this. All right, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put this into there and this into there and get my cutting plate. Now let's do this. Oops, sorry. Again, I'm a little discombobulated today. I don't know what my problem is. I'm doing some cleaning today downstairs in my laundry room. And, oh, that was a total mess, which we won't even get into that. Okay, so here we are. Let me just fix this. There we go. You should have my bone folder, but all right. So do you see how that made that really cute background? So let me put that aside. We are done with that. Oh, and I just realized my sponge is missing. Oh dear. I bet my Dory was taking my sponges again. Oh, goodness, goodness, goodness. Okay, so let me just grab another one. Now, this is a yucky one, so I don't want to use that side. So I'm going to use this side. All right, so I'm taking my smaller piece of Whisper White. And sorry that I'm so off kilter here. And I'm using Pool Party. Okay, and what I want to do is just create this fun wispy background. Normally you would use the round edge of your sponge, but due to the fact my sponge is MIA, I'm going to just use this one. And I like to ink this up with the sponge and then kind of go off on my scrap paper because I kind of don't want a big like blob like that. I just want a nice kind of wispy look to this. And I think that's good. All right. Then I have my little stamp, and the only stamp I'm using from this set is this one right here. It looks like little teeny tiny bubbles, and I would normally use a smaller acrylic block. Sorry, my words aren't working for me today, but I just grabbed this one, and I'm just going to go around, make it look like little bubbles. And you can go ahead to do the 2-3 generation stamping. And I think that works. All right. So there we have that. Now what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to use a piece of the Glimmer paper. I'm going to use my mono adhesive. I'm just going to go along this edge with that adhesive. I'm just going to put this little strip right along the edge, just like that. And then this series, this Sweets, also has this beautiful washi tape. So I'm going to go ahead, excuse me, I had a salad for lunch and I don't know, maybe it's just not liking me. Just going to go ahead and put this strip right along the edge, and you could just tear it just like that. And I'm going to put just a little strip of the Tombow just to kind of hold that on, because Glimmer paper is one of those things that's hard to use adhesive on. And I find the Tombow glue, while it takes a little bit while to dry, it works great for that. All right, I'm going to bring in my little circle, and I'm going to go ahead and do my Tombow on that. And then I'm going to bring in my little mermaid, and I'm going to go ahead and use the Tombow there for her. And I think she is the cutest. And then the little hello. I thought I had one punched out. Oh, I guess I didn't. See, I'm just really losing it here. All right, so I want to use, I thought I had a little strip, just a little tiny strip I need, which, here we go. Just, you know, the ends, when you cut them off when you're creating your cards, go ahead and save those, because things like this come in handy. So I'm using the Color Me Happy stamp set, and this stamp, the little Oh Hello, and this is just the cutest little sentiment for your card. Using the Basic Black Archival Ink stamp pad, and I'm just going to go ahead, and if it's upside down, it's not going to matter because I'm going to, oh, I don't like there's a little goober on there. Ugh. Just goes for the how my day has been going so far. There we go. That's good. Close this up. Now while I'm allowing that to dry, I'm going to go ahead And on the back of this piece, I'm just going to add some dimensionals. And this also comes in handy to hold down that washi tape as well while it's drying. And don't be stingy with your dimensionals. I mean, you don't want to have a saggy card, so go ahead and use a lot of them. They're really inexpensive. They go a long way, and they're also something great that if you have an order and you just need to add a little something, maybe to get to the $50 Sale-A-Bration or to get to the offer that I have with a $50 purchase, dimensionals are always a great thing to add. So we're going to put that right there, and then I'm going to go ahead and get my paper snips, and I'm just going to cut this out, and I can see it looks like it's still a little bit wet, so I'm just going to be careful and just trim this out and flag it, glue it down, and we are almost done with this very, very cute card. Alright, I'm just going to make a little flag, cut down the center and from each end, just like that. That didn't work out too well, but hence my day. Alright, put a little bit of Tombow on the back of here. And let's see, let's put this right up here. There we go. Okay, and then I just want to add one more thing if I can find them. And they were just right here. Those little accents that I have, I wanted to add a couple of them to the card. And, well, I don't see them. So, let's go ahead instead. And I know as soon as I finish the video, I'll find them. But we're going to go ahead and add some of these little pearls instead. And these are kind of going to look like little bubbles. Oh, I like the pearls. The pearls are sweet. What do you think? Do you like the pearls? Just going to add some of them and scatter them about. And I have some in mind that I'm sending this card to. If you're not a fan of me on Facebook at Stampin' Sue Creates, you want to go ahead and subscribe to my Facebook channel, because I do live videos on there, and I give things away for prize patrol when I do those videos, and I'm having a darndest time with that one. And I also list all of my specials and things on there as well. And I just, I just run promotions here and there with different things. I can't really say exactly what, because it's always going to be different every month. And subscribe to me as well on my blog at Stampin' Sue Creates at blogspot.com, and my online store, if you're interested in ordering any of these products or other products, is at stampinsuecreates.stampinup.net. And here are the two cards. This one has the little clear accents on it. I don't know if you can see them, like right there. They kind of look like little bubbles. And this one has the pearls on it, and I think they're both just as sweet. So someone I know I'm going to be sending this card to, and I believe you know who you are because someone mentioned they love mermaids. So I will go ahead and be sending that out to you. So I hope you enjoyed this. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel and share it with others if you think someone else would be interested in learning about rubber stamping and Stampin' Up. And hit the little bell where you'll receive notifications when you subscribe to my channel as to when I upload new videos. So I want to thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you have a super Stampin' day, and I'll see you all back here again real soon. Bye for now.